A very good morning to all the students of class 12th. And students, as you know, we were doing the fourth chapter of your second book, and the name of the chapter is India's Foreign Policy. And we had finished already 10 parts of this particular chapter, and today we are going to do the 11th part of this chapter, that is Indian foreign policy. And the topic for the day is nuclear policy, which will be the last topic of this chapter. And this is one of the most important topic when we talk about the foreign policy of India. This is the most important component of our Indian foreign policy. So before we will move forward and see what exactly is under the foreign policy, we will also try to see what was the background of this nuclear policy, how it came into existence, how it all started with. We are going to see that story as well, which would be good for you and easy for you to understand the current scenario of our nuclear policy if we talk about foreign policy of India recently. Okay. And here I also want to just remind you what all the important topics we have covered in this chapter. Although this was a long chapter, if we see, this is the 11th part, but this is the important one. Okay, if we talk about, like, we had read about 5 important principles of our foreign policy of India, which we called it as Panchsheel. We have read that. Then we had seen aim of our foreign policy according to Article 51 of the Constitution. We have done that. Policy of non-alignment, which you had already seen in the first book, but again I have revised it and I hope you can do it easily. Then we have seen the Nehru's role in it, and then we had started some important features of Nehru's foreign policy. This is going to be an important question, I guess, that what were the features of Nehru's foreign policy. So under that I have given you 3 subtopics to answer your this long answer type question. Then after finishing all this, we saw India's relation with few of the important nations, I would say, like China, US, Russia, Israel. And in this we have tried to cover this topic in such a way where it would be easy for you to learn it, make notes for you. Like for China also, and US, Russia, we have like seen during the Cold War and after the Cold War, and what are the recent developments in our relationship with these countries. Although Israel is a different part of the story, but again we have tried and understand Israel relationship with India in the recent times as well. So this is all we have already covered, and the important topic for the day is nuclear policy, as I told you. First, let's see what is the background of our nuclear policy of India as an important component of foreign policy of India. So if we have to discuss India's nuclear policy, we should start it from one person, and that person is Dr. Homi J. Bhabha. He is the most important person whenever we are talking about the nuclear policy of India, as he is also called the father of India's nuclear program. So this could be a question for 1 marks, that who is the father of India's nuclear program. So the name you should remember is Homi J. Bhabha. Okay. Actually, when before this, you can also see it here that India's, I have written the name here. India's nuclear program was started in under the guidance of Dr. Homi J. Bhabha. So this will be the father of India's nuclear program. Okay, as India wanted to generate atomic energy for peaceful purposes. As we know, our foreign policy from the very beginning has been peace oriented. Okay, so here also when Homi J. Bhabha, Dr. Homi J. Bhabha, he wanted to generate atomic energy. There also he has mentioned that it was only for the peaceful purposes of nuclear energy. But the problem was here that our leader, the Prime Minister, as well as our Foreign Minister, Nehruji, was against the nuclear weapon. He was always against these nuclear weapons, and there were various reasons. If we talk about the international atmosphere, as well as internal atmosphere or the domestic atmosphere of India, as well as outside, so there were reasons that Nehru was always against this nuclear weapons. So let's see and understand what were the reasons. Okay, so for understanding that, let's go to the history, that is during the independence, what had happened. So actually, when India became independent, that is after the Second World War, you know, when India got independence in 1947 and the Second World War ended in 1945. So after, just after the ending of World War, we got independence in 1947. And in the first book, I have already discussed this in detail in the first chapter as well as in the second chapter. And when we were doing about Cold War, I told you few details of the Second World War. So as you know, in the Second World War, US this Second World War had ended in a very bad note, I would say. And why it had ended in a bad note? As you know, USA has dropped atom bombs on Japan, and the two places were Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So that is why we always say that Second World War had always ended on a bad note, because there was no requirement or no need to drop atom bombs on Japan. But reasons were, there were certain reasons which we have already discussed. That topic is not important here, but we should know that Second World War, how it ended. Okay, so it is relevant to the foreign policy of India, or we can say nuclear policy of India. That is why Nehru was against the nuclear weapons, as USA had shown the power and circumstances of use of nuclear weapons. So atmosphere here in India. So after USA had dropped bombs on Japan, the atmosphere here in India, among the political circles, the opinion was very much against the nuclear weapons. So here I would say the atmosphere in India after that incident, here among the political circle, the opinion was that we are not going to have this development of these nuclear weapons. These are really dangerous, and these are not peace oriented at all. And as our foreign policy is peace oriented, we are not going to develop any nuclear energies here in India. Second important thing was that Nehru, who was PM of India, as I have told you, and he was also the foreign minister after independence. So he was not in favor of nuclear weapons. He was never in favor of nuclear weapons. So here, Dr. Homi J. Bhabha was unable to generate or start this nuclear program in India. We were already late in starting our nuclear programs. So nuclear program of India started a bit late as far as developing nuclear weapons are concerned. So after, we can say, after so much of efforts, but still lot of efforts were done, put up by Dr. Bhabha, and he was very much successful this time in convincing the leaders about the peaceful use of nuclear energy. Now he was convincing the leaders, important leaders of India, that how we can use this nuclear energy in a peaceful way, in a peaceful orientation, as we have our foreign policy. Okay, and that is why Bhabha Atomic Center was established. So finally in our country, Bhabha Atomic Center was established. So we got independence in 1947, but it was around 1960s, I would say, that nuclear program in India started gaining momentum. So after we had wars with China, and we had war with Pakistan, and we had so much of rivalries at the border areas and at international politics. So because of these reasons also, now in 1960s we started gaining momentum for nuclear program in India, although we were a bit late, but still we had started now. So as we moved forward with time, our leaders also realized, so with the passage of time, and as the relations we were having with the different countries, and also the domestic problems, so our politicians, important leaders, had started realizing the importance of having the nuclear weapons. Okay, as we had faced two wars already during 60s with China and Pakistan, so importance of nuclear weapon as a deterrence was known very well to the leaders. And the meaning of deterrence, you know it very well. When we know our enemy, our rival is equally powerful as we are, so we are going to avoid a war, a direct confrontation with that particular enemy, because we know if we harm him, he is equally powerful to harm us. So we will avoid such wars. So India had understood that it was important to have nuclear weapons as a deterrence for the security of our nation. So when we talk about we also know that geographical location of India is such, where we have so many countries who are rivals. So it was very important to save our sovereignty and to be protect our security. We must develop some nuclears, maybe for the peaceful methods. But when Indira Gandhi became the prime minister, so this nuclear program gained a very good momentum, as Indira Gandhi had a different ideology, different thinking, and she was in favor of the nuclear weapons development. So it was here that we started growing as a nuclear state. So all this was some of the important background which I have given towards nuclear policy, that what were the circumstances where in the starting we didn't wanted to develop nuclear weapons, but how slowly and gradually with the efforts of Dr. Homi J. Bhabha, and how our leaders realized that it was really important to have nuclear weapons to have a good foreign policy, have a good security for our nation. So finally we started it. But alongside it, when Communist China conducted nuclear tests in October 1964, we had started gaining momentum in 1960s, but already China had already done a nuclear test in 1964. The five nuclear weapons after the testing of China, if we talk about the world, there were only five nuclear weapon powers: USA, UK, USSR, France, and China. And as you must know, one, two, three, four, five. These five are also the permanent member of the Security Council of United Nations. So when China made this nuclear test, China became the fifth nation to have the nuclear weapons power. Also, these are also the five members of the UNSC, United Nations Security Council. Tried to impose the, now what was the problem? It was okay, they are having the nuclear weapons, nuclear power, nuclear energy, but they try to impose nuclear non-proliferation. So this term is very important. Whenever, wherever you will talk about nuclear energy, nuclear weapons, this term will be there, and you must know the meaning. Non-proliferation means फैलने से रोकना. Okay, so here these countries, these five important countries wanted that the technology, the structure, the methods to develop these weapons, nuclear weapon, should not be this knowledge related to nuclear weapons should not be spread from one part to another country. Okay, so they wanted the other countries around the world to sign the non-proliferation treaty, and according to this treaty, that no country will have any test, nuclear test. They will not pass on, these countries will not pass on the information, technology, anything related to weapons to other countries. So this nuclear non-proliferation treaty came out in 1968. Okay, on the rest of the world, and this treaty was for the rest of the world except these five. No one will have the, no will have any nuclear weapon test or powers for weapons. India always has considered the NPT as discriminatory, but India had not signed this treaty, as India said this is discriminatory. There was a lot of discrimination, that why there are few countries which can have these powers and other countries can't have it. It means they can act as a hegemon again, like a US. There was a US hegemony. It means throughout the time they will have the hegemony. UK, USSR, that is Russia, France, China, USA, they will have the hegemony over the other countries. So India found this treaty as discriminatory, where there was discrimination based on the countries. So India refused to sign this treaty. Moving forward with this, India conducted its first nuclear explosion on 18th May 1974. This was a date, 18th May 1974. You must remember, I had given you in the exam also. This was the day when India for the very first time had tested a nuclear explosion, and the location was Pokhran, Rajasthan. Okay, so there can be a question for 1 marks, as I had given you in the term exam also. So it was 18th May 1974 when India conducted its first nuclear explosion. So you need to remember it was the very first one, and the location was Rajasthan, and the place was Pokhran. And this operation was given a name, and its name was Smiling Buddha Operation. So there can be a question for you, which was the Smiling Buddha operation is related to what, or they can directly ask you the question, the first nuclear explosion, what was the name given to this particular operation. So you need to know all this. India opposed the indefinite extension of NTP in 1995. Again, NTP non-proliferation treaty. Again, an extension advancement was made on this particular treaty in 1995. But again, India has refused to sign this treaty as previously already done, and also refused to sign the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty. Now this is CTBT. At least you should know the full form also. Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty, CTBT. So by this we know, at its name you can understand, Test Ban Treaty. According to this treaty, it was asked to all the countries around the world that there will be no tests done for the nuclear weapons in any place, whether underwater, maybe at the atmosphere or on the ground. It was banned totally. So, but this treaty would only be functional if all the countries in the world had signed this particular treaty, that is Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty. So everyone was ready to sign this treaty, but India again refused to sign this treaty, as India said, okay, you are saying that no one will have any test for the nuclear weapons now onwards, but what about the countries, that is the five countries, UK, Russia, France, China and USA, who are already having those nuclear weapons? So it will be again discriminatory that if we sign this particular treaty and the five countries are already having the weapons, yes, we are going to sign this treaty if the five of the countries destroy all their nuclear weapons. Then the world would be nuclear free, global world where we will no one will be having any nuclear weapons. Okay, so again India had refused to sign this. So again, in relation to India, we are seeing the series, how India had moved on. We have seen a background, then how we have seen China had tested, then how around the world we have talked about non-proliferation treaty, then we have seen the first nuclear explosion of India. Okay, then we have discussed about comprehensive test ban treaty. Now again, after 1974, India again conducted a series of nuclear tests. If we say series, it means there were five tests. Okay, there were five in a series nuclear test in on 11 to 13. The date was 11 to 13 May 1998. So when we talk about the second nuclear test, which was a series of nuclear tests, it was on 11 to 13 May 1998. So remember a date, please. Demonstrating its capability to use nuclear power for military purposes. So here India showed to the world that India has the capability to use the nuclear power for their military purpose, as there had been lot of challenges to India's security through its neighbors, although there were a lot of boundary issues, terrorist problems. So now India has done this testing successfully, and after India, Pakistan has also followed and tested their nuclear test, and tensions had increased at the global level. Now, India's nuclear doctrine of credible minimum nuclear deterrence profess no first use, NFU, we call it NFU. So after India had tested, again a series of tests were made in on May 1998. After that, Indian government had made some policies for India's nuclear policy, in which India's new policy was that we will not going to use any nuclear weapons on any country till the other country uses any weapons on India. That is why it was said globally that statements were made that no first use. We are not going to use these weapons, as we are a peace-oriented foreign policy. We have this type of a policy where India wants to relate and make a very good relations with other neighboring countries and any countries at the world level. So we are not going to use the weapons till the other country uses any weapons on us. So this was the new policy of the Indian government for the nuclear policy, no first use, and reiterates India's commitment to global. But there was a commitment made by India also that we'll see globally around the world, पूरी दुनिया में, we will have to verify that there is no discriminatory. Like we have seen, India has not signed CTBT and non-proliferation treaty because that was discriminatory. So India said there should not be any discrimination when we are signing any treaty based on nuclear disarmament. If there is nuclear disarmament, means completely giving up of nuclear weapons which are really hazardous or dangerous for the humankind or human survival. So if there will be nuclear disarmament, we will give up all our nuclear weapons, but along with it, all the countries around the world who are having the nuclear weapons should destroy their weapons, so that we can have a nuclear weapon free world. To have a nuclear weapon free world, we will have to all be non-discriminatory. There should not be discrimination while signing those treaties. It should be equal for all. And since India is having the nuclear weapons, but it is only for the peaceful manner, where we have a policy that is no first use. So as your syllabus has been updated, you know, so that is why we have some India's nuclear program updates. So what are the updates? This we are talking about 1998 till 1998, but what about 2000 till 2020? So we have few updates. As you know, India nuclear policy has always been peace oriented, or whatever our foreign policy as well as nuclear policy. Our foreign policy has always been peace oriented, as we have seen in the Panchsheel, the five principles of Indian foreign policy, the features of Indian foreign policy. Everywhere you will not find any conflicts or any tension on any aggressive behavior of India towards any country. We are always peace oriented country. So when we talk about nuclear policy of India, which is an important component of India's foreign policy, we see it is peace oriented, whose clear impression is reflected in the policy. So we have a policy, so the clear impression of this peace orientation can be seen in a policy of our government for the use of nuclear weapons is no first use, NFP. In short, we use NFU, sorry, no first use. Till, as I have already told you, till no the other country attacks us, we are not going to attack any country with our nuclear weapons. But recently, this was the old policy till 1998, but recently we have seen so many terrorist attacks, so many conflicts with us in the border regions with China, Pakistan. Okay, so as these tensions are growing day by day, and in the last 2 or 3 years there are a lot of conflicts and unrest in our country because of the foreign relations with our neighboring countries especially. So now, but in view of contemporary regional security challenges, so now the challenges are growing up, and now the present government, that is the government led by the BJP and the Prime Minister is Narendra Modi, has made it clear that the policy of no first use can be reviewed. Now the clear statement, or the we can say a threat has been given to China, Pakistan, and any country who is a threat to our security. And here Narendra Modi has, and Rajnath Singh has also declared that we are going to review the policy of no first use. That is, here if you find anyone dangerous for the security and the sovereignty of our country, we may use our nuclear weapons on that particular country. We are going to review, we may change this policy which used to be in 1998, but now the situations at the global level have changed, and with change we can't be static with all our programs and all our policies, so we need to be dynamic with the passage of time. So with now we can have to review this no first use policy of India, and changed in consonance with India's regional and national security, as I have discussed. Whatever are the regional problems and national security, so because of this, we can change this policy now, and we can also attack if it's necessary on any country with our nuclear weapons. So with this, we come to the end of this topic, that is nuclear policy as an important component and element of our India's foreign policy. So I have tried to cover the topic, and I think this would be enough. And yes, this topic, as I was telling you, I forgot to tell you, when India conducted a series of nuclear tests in May 1998, this operation was called by a name, Operation Shakti. So these are the questions which you can get for 1 marks. Okay, when India conducted its nuclear explosion for the very first time, that operation name was Smiling Buddha. And when again in 1998 we had a series of nuclear tests, and the number of series were tests were 5 nuclear tests, operation name was Shakti. Okay, so these are the important things you need to remember. Okay, so from the next video we are going to start the next chapter, okay, of your syllabus. Till then, thank you, take care.